these are tough times, even for families with jobs. I know what it takes to get this economy going again. I care about the people of America.
Welcome back to Luce Talk here in Washington, D.C., with a little bit less than 6 weeks to go before the November election. Now, for the 6 months in the build-up to the presidential conventions just a month ago, the two candidates were really neck and neck. It was a statistical dead heat all along. Then the conventions happened. Obama came out with what looked like a mini but probably fleeting bounce that would then fade. But in actual fact, it's just got larger and larger, to the point where commentators are now talking about a potentially prohibitive lead for Barack Obama. So the question this week is there anything Romney can do to pull this back? Well, the first thing is the debate. Since 1960, when Kennedy and Nixon squared off in the televised debate, there's always been a potential for somebody who's trailing in the polls to use a good debate performance to upend the frontrunner. President Obama has perhaps a better reputation for debating than he deserves, and Romney perhaps doesn't have quite as good a reputation as he deserves. So there is an opportunity there, though, that Romney should really beware of the kind of gesture, such as when he offered a $10,000 bet in one of the primary debates, that would further alienate him from the median, the middle-class voter out there.
I'll tell you what, 10,000 bucks? $10,000 bet?
I'm not in the betting business,
oh,
but
okay.
Now, the second opportunity for Romney is to make more of the economy. Next week's also a big week there because the unemployment numbers for September come out. And after a very poor showing in August, where jobs growth failed to keep up with population growth, another bad jobs report, just a month away from the election, could give Romney an opportunity. However, here again, Romney's own tendency to trip up on himself, most recently, of course, with his remarks on the 47% that he made at the fundraiser.
So my job is not to worry about those people. I'll never think they said they should take personal responsibility.
Third, Romney has got to be hoping for that famous October surprise, whereby something like the Iran hostage crisis that brought Carter down in 1980, or indeed the Osama bin Laden pre-election message released in 2004 that helped George W. Bush, something to change the contours of this race. But as the last few weeks have shown, and in particular with Mitt Romney's response to the murder of Chris Stevens, the American ambassador to Libya, so should, God forbid, an October surprise happen from Iran or elsewhere, then it's by no means clear Romney has the wherewithal to make the most of it.
It's never too early for the United States government to condemn attacks on Americans and to defend our values.
Finally, in our odd moment of the week, we bring you the Material Girl, Madonna, who this week said that Barack Obama was not only America's first black president, but, tongue-in-cheek, also its first Muslim president.
We have a black Muslim in the White House.
Now, the singer did explain that this was a joke and she was being ironic, but it is a reminder, I think, that supporters of Obama probably live in just as much of a bubble in some respects as supporters of Mitt Romney, and that, a bit like Madonna's career itself, this election isn't over until it's over. See you next week on Luce Talk.